Vennis DeMarco, Mr. Wrestling number 4. Today I come to you with a very special invitation. I would like to invite you to reform Team APW for a very special match.
Let's play the Carnival Games.
I'd like to start with a match between one member of your team and one member of ours. The winner of that match will gain an advantage in the Carnival Game.
Carnival Games.
And the Carnival Game is simply this. One member of the Carnival of Shadows, one member of Team APW, and every 3 minutes, a member of the team who won the first match will join the game.
Carnival Games.
And this will go on until all 4 members of each team have joined the game.
Carnival Games.
And at that point, the game becomes
Carnival
over the top elimination. And once all 4 members of the team have hit the floor, that will be your team. The Carnival Games will be won by the Carnival of Shadows.
We win the Carnival Games.
We'll see you there.
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to Saturday morning's most exciting hour. John Roberts alongside Matthew Thiel here to call all this great Gym Wars action. To start things off, we've got Omega taking on Double D, Dave Dutra, to determine the main advantage for our main event.
Of course, our main event being the unprecedented, never before seen in all pro wrestling history, Carnival Game Explosion.
Well, the Carnival Game pits the Carnival of Shadows against Team APW. Jekyll's the Jester, Corvus, Blackwell, and Omega are going to take on Mr. Wrestling number 4, Vennis DeMarco, Double D, Dave Dutra, and Chicano Flame. And that is going to be one exciting main event. But folks, for now, let's send it down to Donovan Troy in the ring.
The following contest is the Carnival Game Advantage match.
And Matthew Thiel, you hear the familiar music echoing throughout the walls here of the garage as we await the entrance of Omega.
Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by his associates, Darkness and Corvus from Santa Maria, California. Weighing 210 pounds, he is a member of the Carnival of Shadows, Omega!
This match is very important, John Roberts.
You're absolutely right. Why are you grabbing my arm? Are you scared of the Carnival of Shadows?
I think I have the right to be a little bit afraid of these guys. How long did they keep me off of the airwaves? How long has it been? How long did they take me off of this fantastic show that I provide so much for?
They put you on the shelf for quite a while, and I was slightly amused by it myself. But I still felt bad for you because I know what it's like to take a beating from someone, and I'm sorry that happened to you, Matthew Thiel.
I think that in comparison to your beating and my beating, I got the worst of that. But luckily, we've got a great competitor going up against Omega and Double D, Dave Dutra. Let's go to Donovan Troy for his introduction.
And his opponent from Saratoga, California, weighing 194 pounds, He is a member of Team APW, Double D, Dave Dutra.
Well, whoever wins this match, John Roberts, let me speak. Whoever wins this match gets that advantage in the big Carnival game later on this morning.
I'm looking forward to that huge main event, and of course the man advantage is going to be huge for that match because it will determine, as you heard Corvus saying before we began today, that it will determine who's going to have the advantage going into that huge main event. The man advantage so important for that
Essentially,
match.
the Carnival game starts off with 2 people, and every 3 minutes another competitor enters the match. Now, this match will determine which team gets that advantage, that 2-on-1, then that 3-on-2, and finally the 4-on-3 advantage.
And of course, once all 8 competitors for this match are in the ring, it will become an over-the-top rope battle royal scenario where the only way to win is to eliminate the other team by throwing them over the top rope and having both feet touch the floor of the world-famous All-Pro Wrestling Garage.
So this could be here the opening volley of the giant war between Team APW and the Carnival of Shadows this morning that we've seen for the past, I don't even know how long it's been, months and months since they took me out.
Well, this has been one explosive feud here between Team APW and the Carnival of Shadows. We just heard referee Toby Reynolds going over the rules with these 2 competitors. Let's hope that they both adhere to those rules. There's a lot of passion and fire and energy in this contest.
Well, of course, Omega always has that advantage of the Carnival of Shadows on his side. He's got Corvus and Darkness both out there in his corner. Double D, Dave Dutra is all there, all by himself. I'm wondering why Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Vennis DeMarco aren't in his corner.
You bring up a great point, Matthew Thiel. I'm actually inclined to agree with you right now. That's a great point. You would think that Team APW might want to be out at ringside to keep the Carnival of Shadows away from Double D, Dave Dutra, but Double D going at it alone here against Omega, and he's got a bit of a toehold there.
Now we need to keep in mind, too, Dave Dutra is relatively new to Team APW. Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Vennis DeMarco asked him to come on for this gigantic match, main eventing today's episode.
Well, there's a cover 1. Only gets 1 count that time. And now with the front face lock applied, and he takes him over onto that for a cover 1, 2. Only able to get 2 that time. You were saying, Matthew Thiel.
I was saying, essentially, the Carnival of Shadows, it always moves together as one cohesive unit. They're always together. They think together. They follow Corvus's and Jekyll's every command. And when you have somebody with the size of Blackwell and the creepiness of Darkness and the experience of Omega, that is a lot of combustible elements together, and it could spell trouble for Team APW. Team APW desperately needs the advantage in this main event.
Well, Double D, Dave Dutra with a arm lock applied there, putting some pressure on the shoulder of Omega. Omega going to try to scissor the head of Dutra. Now, of course, Team APW fighting for pride and fighting for the survival of All Pro Wrestling. Double D, Dave Dutra, very proud to be a graduate of the All Pro Wrestling Boot Camp. You can see him wearing the APW colors today, the red and black and silver of All Pro Wrestling. And I think it's safe to say that everyone on the production team of All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars is strongly behind Team APW for this match.
Well, I may not necessarily be against Team APW in this. Sure, I've had my problems with Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Vennis DeMarco, and of course, when was the last time I liked Dave Dutra? I've never talked to the kid.
Didn't you tell me you tried to get him to be a client after you and Blackwell parted ways? When you were in Aspen, didn't you tell me you tried calling him to try to get him to sign with you?
I don't remember that.
In any event, Dutra in a little bit of trouble here. Side headlock applied by Omega. Dutra trying to fight out, puts him into the ropes, shoots him off. And Omega comes right back with a big shoulder tackle. And now an evil stare for the Gym Wars crowd. And you can hear that the All Pro Wrestling faithful definitely are not in support of the Carnival of Shadows today. Oh, nice
arm drag by Dave Dutra. That was gorgeous.
But immediately countered by Omega. This match to determine who's going to have the man advantage going into our main event. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Boot Camp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Boot Camp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include the Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
Well, Double D, Dave Dutra, and Omega trying to figure out who's going to be which team is going to have the man advantage going into our huge Carnival Game main event. John Roberts and Matthew Thiel here in the broadcast booth as Double D with a nice leg lariat takes down Omega.
Now, Omega, ever since joining the Carnival of Shadows, has definitely slowed down his game. He's become more methodical. He's become more cerebral, if you will. But Dave Dutra, using that to his advantage, he's been out speeding. I don't know exactly what to say. He's been quicker than Omega.
His agility against Omega in every facet so far, like you saw there. Omega jumping out of the ring and Double D right behind him in hot pursuit. Sets him up here for a scoop and a slam, sets him down hard, and drops the leg for good measure across the throat. An outstanding moonsault from Double D, hooks the leg. 1, 2, could that be it? No, only able to get 2
Double
that
D
time.
put almost everything he had into that.
Well, some signature offense from Double D. Dave Dutra definitely knows how to excite a crowd every time he steps through the curtain here in the All Pro Wrestling Garage in Hayward, California. Looked like he was going for a vertical suplex, but looks like he got dead-weighted by Omega.
Exactly. You can see Omega does outweigh Dave Dutra by a little bit. Omega was able to use that weight to his advantage and prevent the vertical suplex.
And then plants him with that DDT, rolls him up for the cover. 1, 2, but only able to get 1.
That's a great way to get the advantage, and I'm sure Omega is well aware of the concussions that Dave Dutra's already had in his short career. Stepping on his face, that can't be good for the brain.
Well, just squashing his head like a bug between the mat and his boot. Dutra is in a little bit of trouble here as he gets taken over into the ropes. Oh, and a knee right to the chest. Omega on fire here for the Carnival of Shadows. There's a cover. 1, 2. Only a 2 that time.
Now, some people might think that Omega's kick pads are bedazzled. Those aren't gems. Those are metal rods. If you've ever seen those up close, and I have, I've taken them to the throat. It doesn't feel good, and Dave Dutra took that right to the head.
Oh, and the back of Dutra's head just dropped across the knee by Omega. Dutra in trouble in this man advantage match. Who is going to be the team with the man advantage going into the Carnival Game in our main event? Don't go anywhere, folks. This match continues next on Gym Wars. And we're back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars. Dutra trying to fight out. Oh, and there's Omega with the delayed clothesline on Dutra. John Roberts and Matthew Thiel here in the broadcast booth. There's the cover. 1, 2. Dutra able to barely fight out in the nick of time.
Dave Dutra dug down deep and kicked out of that pin. I had my doubts there for a moment.
Well, Omega utilizing a little bit of his brain power there and coming right behind Dutra. Had him scouted very well, but there's a back elbow from Dutra who saw that move coming in. Oh, there's a moonsault and drops him.
Dave Dutra again using that agility, that speed, that quickness to catch Omega off guard, using some creative offense. That's something that the younger graduates of the APW boot camp have been showing here in the last few weeks.
Well, Dutra with the moonsault into the inverted DDT, and Dutra struggling to get to his feet, but does so now. Big right elbow to the face, follows it up with forearm smashes to the jaw of Omega. Sends him across the ring, and a spinning back elbow to the face of Omega. Dutra with the inverted atomic drop. Picking up some speed, hitting those ropes, and a big sit-out clothesline from Dutra. There's a cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, could it be 3? No! Only able to get 2.
Omega looks down and out in the middle of that ring. Omega, of course, having... Oh, look, that darkness is on the apron there, distracting Toby Reynolds. What a dirty tactic.
Well, you got to wonder where Corvus went during all that, but Omega not able to get the not able to get the advantage that time, and instead Dutra still able to fight out of it. Oh, and a flying knee to the face. Unique offense from Dutra. 1, 2. Oh, only able to get 2 that time. He was a fraction of a second away from getting the pin and the man advantage for the main event.
Looks like Dave Dutra here is trying to set up for that double or nothing finishing move. He's going to try to put Omega away and get that advantage for the main event.
Well, he sets him up for the first part. Trying to rock back, but no avail there. Gets countered. Oh, big knee to the face by Omega. Could that be it? Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. No! Only 2.
Double D Dave Dutra is fighting for the very survival of all pro wrestling. He knows how important the Carnival Game main event is. And look, Corvus there, he's on the apron too. Again, the distraction playing a pivotal part in this match.
Oh, and Dutra sends Omega into Corvus. There's the O'Connor roll.
And there we go.
1, 2, 3,
No.
but there's no referee.
Darkness must have been distracting the referee on the other side of the ring.
Well, there's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and following the kick to the face by Corvus, the Carnival of Shadows has the main advantage for the main
And the
event.
winner by pinfall and getting the advantage in the Carnival Game in 9 minutes and 6 seconds, Omega!
Well, we now know, Matthew Thiel, who will have the main advantage going into our huge main event, a battle that has been touted as being the battle for the very soul of all pro wrestling. And of course, I'm talking about the Carnival Game.
Of course, and we've seen it all. The entire Carnival of Shadows in this match working together as a cohesive unit. Can Team APW do the same and be able to fend off the Carnival of Shadows in this main event?
Don't go anywhere, folks. Our main event still to come. We'll be right back to Gym Wars.
If you would like to get involved behind the scenes with pro wrestling, we are looking for you. All Pro Wrestling is always on the lookout for talented interns in the areas of television production, including commentators, graphic design, and website design. We also have highly paid commission sales and marketing openings. For more information, email your qualifications and resume and tell us which area behind the scenes you'd love to be involved in. info@allprowrestling.com. Give us a call as well at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Hello, APW Sheep. I am Matthew Thiel, the greatest mind in professional wrestling, and this is the APW News Break. Here are your headlines. As you may recall, a few weeks ago, Will Rude quit the employ of the boss Derek Sanders in spectacular fashion, and a riot ensued all over the APW garage. Then, the boss Derek Sanders issued a challenge to Will Rude. Let's revisit what happened between the two of them and find out if Will Rude accepts.
Tell these people, you cost me the title. You lost the title for the boss. Tell them.
I didn't cost you the championship. You're the one that told me to grab the chair and get up on the apron. It's your fault you couldn't ram Dylan Drake's head into the chair.
William, do you forget? Do you forget what I did for you, William? When you lost your job? When you lost your job and your lady was gonna leave you and you had nowhere to stay, you had nowhere to live, do you forget who gave you that red check, who gave you a job, who put food on your table, clothes on your, where do you think you got this sweater? Where do you think you got these shoes, huh? I'm the boss. Without me, you're nothing.
What? I'd rather be broke and living in the street and still have my pride than to help you win any more matches. That's what I would do. So I'm gonna do something I should have done a long time ago. I quit.
You can't quit, Will.
Will Rude quitting the employment of the boss, but the boss grabbed the microphone from Jason Anderson's hand, and Derek Sanders just decked his now former employee, Will Rude.
He deserves it. Will Rude absolutely deserves this beating that he's getting right now. How dare you stand up to the boss, quote unquote? How dare you tell him you quit? You don't quit the employment of the boss.
You know what Derek says is true. Derek did pay me. You did pay me to help you out and to provide for my family. But Derek, you also lied. You see, the truth is this. I've been in a tough financial bind, and Derek, you were there with the cash. The deal was, you help me, and I help you. You help me provide for my family, and you were going to provide me with the world-class training. training from the only Triple Crown champion here in APW. You see, Derek, I helped you rise to the top at APW once again. Not only winning the Super Summer Series, but beating Jekyll's the Jester for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. And also helping you beat Dylan Drake, a friend of mine who I had to turn my back on. But you know what, Derek? I gladly accept your challenge. I'm getting fired up thinking about it. Derek, all the humiliation is building up inside of me. For over 10 months, I was your lackey. I didn't receive any training at all. Only thing I learned from you was how to lie and how to cheat. But you know what, Derek? What goes around comes around. You taught me that. But you know what? I'm going to turn all that against you. You humiliated me, and I'm going to humiliate you. So, Derek, I accept your challenge. I accept.
Will Rude has accepted the challenge of the boss, Derek Sanders, and they will face each other next week right here on All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars in your main event. In other news, in 2 weeks, the main event will be a Universal Heavyweight Championship match as Timothy Thatcher takes on the champion, Dylan Drake. Timothy Thatcher earned his championship match by defeating Jody Christopherson in a British rules match a number of weeks ago. And Dylan Drake retained his championship by defeating Corvus and the entire Carnival of Shadows. And now these two men will face each other in your main event in 2 weeks. Let's catch up with Timothy Thatcher, who had some words on this upcoming match.
It is I, the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher, standing here before you once again. In case you haven't been paying attention, let me fill you in. I've defeated Mr. Jody Christopherson in a British rules match. The man passed out. He was the #1 contender for the heavyweight title, so that now means I am the #1 contender for the heavyweight title. I said 2011, it was my quest, my destiny to hold the Universal Heavyweight Championship of All Pro Wrestling. And who holds that belt? Dylan Drake. Worthy champion. Second time he's held that belt. First time, he held it almost as long as I held my internet title, which I held for 1 full year. So, Mr. Drake, our paths are going to cross. And it'll be a pleasure to defeat you for your belt. God save the Queen.
APW Sheep, you heard it from the challenger Timothy Thatcher. He has gone over that speed bump of Jody Christopherson and will move on to the main event in 2 weeks against the Universal Heavyweight Champion, Dylan Drake. And in today's main event, we will have the Carnival Game. The Carnival of Shadows, Corvus, Blackwell, Jekyll's, and Omega will take on Team APW, Vennis DeMarco, Mr. Wrestling #4, Double D Dave Dutra, and Chicano Flame in the Carnival Game. Now, this is the first time that we've ever had this here in APW, and here are the rules. 2 men will start the match. Every 3 minutes, another participant will enter the match. Now, we saw earlier today Omega defeat Double D Dave Dutra to earn the advantage in this match. This will continue until all 8 men in this match enter the ring, and then it turns into an over-the-top rope battle royal. The winning team is the first team to throw every member out of the opposing team. And that is coming right here today. Next, your main event, the Carnival Game, right here on Gym Wars.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having All Pro Wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
We're back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars, and these two teams could not wait to get it going. Matthew Thiel during the commercial break, Vennis DeMarco and Blackwell starting things off for Team APW and the Carnival of Shadows, respectively. They're just going right at it.
And having no respect for the fact that this show is broadcast on TV. Vennis DeMarco, though, he's been at the forefront. He has been on the front lines of this battle with the Carnival of Shadows since the very beginning of it. So well, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for wanting to start this off and get his shots in early and not care about what whether or not the cameras are rolling.
Well, you know, I had an opportunity to talk over the phone with Vennis DeMarco earlier this week, and he has been hot under the collar, waiting for this match, waiting for his opportunity to get his hands on Blackwell and on the Carnival of Shadows, and now he's finally getting his opportunity. Big shoulder blocks in the corner. Oh, but he gets countered by Blackwell, the huge knee to the chest. And a big forearm takes down DeMarco.
And we need to keep in mind that Blackwell and Vennis DeMarco have not been getting along with each other for the better part of a year. Even when I was in the corner of Blackwell, you remember Blackwell turned on Vennis DeMarco, cost him a match almost a year ago, I would say. And they've been fighting each other ever since.
Oh, well, there's Darkness getting herself involved in the match, using that doll as a weapon. And now Blackwell using it as a weapon, just smashing at the temple of DeMarco, now using the rope of it to choke him. Of course, there's no disqualifications right now, folks, because we have to wait for all 8 competitors to be in the ring when it becomes an over-the-top rope battle royal.
And even then, there are no disqualifications. The only way to win this match is to throw all members of the opposing team over the top rope and have both feet touch the floor.
Well, as we saw before the APW news break earlier today, it was the Carnival of Shadows getting the man advantage as Omega defeated, albeit via controversial fashion, beating Double D Dave Dutra. So the Carnival of Shadows is going to have the man advantage here coming up in just a few moments.
Basically, every 3 minutes, a new competitor is going to enter this match, starting off with the Carnival of Shadows. 3 minutes later, a member from Team APW is going to join the match, and this is going to continue until all 8 participants are in the ring.
Well, now, Matthew Thiel, what is the strategy at this point of which member does each team send out first?
It's hard for me to say with all of these experienced wrestlers, with all of these great competitors in this match. It's really hard for me to even wager a guess as to what you would want to do. Sending Blackwell out first, I'm not 100% sure on why the Carnival of Shadows would want to do that. I would save my strongest, most powerful member of the team for the very end so he can clear house while everyone's tired, broken down. Easy pickings for Blackwell.
Well, there's a good example of why you're probably right with that. Blackwell looking to drive the elbow through the chest of DeMarco, but DeMarco able to roll out of the way, and there's the music of the Carnival of Shadows. Let's see who they're going to send out first.
Now entering the Carnival Game, representing the Carnival of Shadows, Jekyll.
There is Jekyll's the Jester. He is the next participant in this match, and he is going right after DeMarco. DeMarco at a huge disadvantage right now, as he has got both Jekyll's the Jester and still Blackwell to compete with in this match.
You know, I'm sure Jekyll's prefers to go by just Jekyll's now. He is not a jester. He is not a funny man. He is not there to make you laugh any longer. He is there to rip people apart and pick the muscle from their bones, just like these two behemoths are doing to Vennis DeMarco right now.
Well, Jekyll's just peppering away at the chest with those hooked boots of Vennis DeMarco.
Maybe this is the strategy here. You send out your 2 biggest, strongest members of the team to take out the first competitor, essentially take him out of the match without eliminating him completely from the contest. That way, when whoever Team APW sends out, it's still 2-on-1 advantage. That could be the strategy.
DeMarco is in trouble here early on in this match. He desperately needs the next member of Team APW to get to the ring.
Jekyll's is pulling at Vennis DeMarco's ear?
That just hurts. It only takes about 5 to 8 pounds of pressure to rip a human ear off. And DeMarco, with the amount of pressure and power that both Jekyll's and Blackwell possess.
Did you see that smirk on Blackwell's face when he pointed to the ropes to have Darkness get involved? What is wrong with these people? They're sick. They're demented. They're mentally ill.
Well, our huge Carnival Game main event continues. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
of the top young talents in Northern California.
This really wasn't about all pro wrestling tonight. This is about professional wrestling in Northern California. Everyone in this tournament are winners. It's about coming up. It's about paying your dues, working hard. And they did that for you fans tonight.
And we're back to our huge main event. John Roberts and Matthew Thiel in the broadcast booth here at the world-famous Garage as Blackwell drops a huge elbow across the chest of DeMarco.
And you can see how important that opening contest of today's Gym Wars was. That man advantage that they have in this match. Now, Jekyll's and Blackwell, sideshow, I think they've been known to be called in the past, are just tearing Vennis DeMarco apart. If they are essentially, like I've said earlier, eliminating him from this match without officially removing him from the contest.
Or there's some of that tag team maneuvering that we've come to see, that gang warfare by the Carnival of Shadows, just teaming up on DeMarco.
And with Darkness in the corner, it's essentially a 3-on-1 contest right now.
You beat me to the punch. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Greatest mind of professional wrestling for a reason, John Roberts.
Darkness at ringside spells trouble for Team APW because no matter what, they'll have a 5-on-4 advantage. But right now, it's a 2-on-1 advantage, or a 3-on-1 advantage, if you will. And there's the music of Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Now entering the Carnival Game, representing Team APW, Mr. Wrestling number 4.
And number 4 is fired up, grabbing his tag team partner, gets himself whipped into the corner, just smashing on Jekyll's and Blackwell, followed up with a drop kick to Blackwell by DeMarco.
Of course, Mr. Wrestling number 4, the freshest man in this match right now. Even though Blackwell and Jekyll's have been dominating the advantage period of this contest so far, it still takes energy. It still takes something out of you to lay the beat down. And now Jekyll's is paying the price of going up against this fresh man.
Well, there's some headbutts from Mr. Wrestling number 4 to Jekyll's. And you can see on the other side of the ring, DeMarco is taking it to Blackwell, just rubbing his face right in that turnbuckle.
And Mr. Wrestling number 4's music seems to have sent a surge of adrenaline through Vennis DeMarco. He's back on his feet. He's taking the pain, he's taking the punishment, and he's giving it right back to Blackwell.
Through DeMarco and through these great all-pro wrestling fans here in the garage who jumped to their feet when Mr. Wrestling number 4's music hit the arena. Oh, and there's a nice move from Mr. Wrestling number 4, utilizing every part of his body.
But now they need to think about how they're going to remove one of these men from being able to get back to their feet. In only a matter of minutes, the Carnival of Shadows is going to have the advantage once again, and it's going to be 3-on-2.
Well, a double side Russian leg sweep to Jekyll's the Jester. Mr. Wrestling number 4 with the $1 million knee lift and puts Blackwell hung up into those ropes where he is easy pickings for Vennis DeMarco.
I think Blackwell is out cold. I think the $1 million knee lift has knocked out Blackwell and tied him up in the ropes.
I think you're
Look
right.
at him.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 is signaling to the crowd that Blackwell is out.
And now Team APW has the advantage. It's now 2-on-1 against Jekyll's until that next Carnival of Shadows member come out.
And they could even take advantage by laying some damage to the face and legs of Blackwell, so when he finally does come to, he'll be just totally racked with pain.
Now, they can't be too distracted, though. Jekyll's, he's a former APW Internet and a former Universal Heavyweight Champion. You can't take him lightly. You cannot focus on Blackwell as he's knocked out of the match, out of the picture. You have to focus on Jekyll's because he's still tough. He could still rip two people apart.
Jekyll's is one of the fiercest competitors in all pro wrestling history. As you mentioned, he has previously held both the Internet title and the Universal title, and he is someone to be reckoned with. But right now, he is at the mercy of Team APW, which these fans are so happy to see. Big mule kick from DeMarco to the chest of Jekyll's. Oh, but there's the music. There's that familiar sound.
Now entering the Carnival Game, representing the Carnival of Shadows, Omega.
and Omega, who won the man advantage for Team APW earlier this hour, now enters the fray, and Jekyll and Omega have the man advantage once again over Team APW. As you see, Blackwell is still in the ring, but Blackwell's still out cold.
That was a double stomp by Omega on the back of Vennis DeMarco's head, and now they're untying the beast of Blackwell. This does not spell well for Team APW.
And now they're waking him up, and you can see him shaking the cobwebs out and coming to. Oh, and there's a knee across the chest of DeMarco, and now Jekyll is ripping away at the mask of Mr. Wrestling number 4.
I'm sure he had a finger in the eye. I'm sure of it.
And there's a shot to the gut of number 4, and big back elbows to the gut of DeMarco by Jekyll the Jester.
Now, rumor has it Vennis DeMarco volunteered to be one of the first competitors in this match. Do you think he might be regretting that decision right now?
He probably is, after the beating he has suffered at the hands of every single member of the Carnival of Shadows that is in the ring at this moment. And now suffering a boot to the throat via Jekyll's.
Again, there are no disqualifications. It's a match. I don't see a referee anywhere out there. I'm sure one may come out at some point to see the feet hit the floor.
I believe Toby Reynolds is at ringside, but he can't do anything until this becomes, like you said, until it becomes an over-the-top rope battle royal, and we wait to see whose feet hit the floor first.
And even then, that's all he does. He watches his feet to make sure that both of them touch the floor, so they're out of there.
Well, I've heard that the championship committee beefed up security for this contest so that once people are eliminated, they can try to get them out of the ringside area and back into the locker room as soon as possible. But right now, they can't have any effect on this match as Blackwell just hurls Mr. Wrestling number 4 into that turnbuckle.
Regardless of how many security members you have out there and how quickly you get the wrestlers out, you still always have Darkness out there who could rip and claw and tear at you at any moment, swing her baby doll over her head through the ropes and clobber you with it without any warning.
Jekyll is just toying with Mr. Wrestling number 4. Don't go anywhere. Our main event continues. And we're back just in time for Team APW
now
to get
entering the
their
Carnival
third member
Game,
into this match.
representing
Chicano Flame being the third member for Team APW, specifically asked by Mr. Wrestling number 4 to come into this match and fight for the soul of APW.
Well, Chicano Flame sporting some old school APW merchandise, too hot to handle. I believe that holds true for Chicano Flame in this match. He is fired up going in here, and he is going right after Blackwell, Jekyll, and Omega.
And I'm sure some of the APW sheep at home are wondering why Chicano Flame is in this match. What does he have for APW? He's been a long-standing member of the APW roster. He's been around for a long time here in the garage.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 dropping the standing headbutt, followed by a chop to the stomach by DeMarco on Jekyll. And now Chicano enters the fray. And Mr. Wrestling number 4 just going after the face of Omega. DeMarco tried to go after Blackwell, but gets countered with a boot to the gut.
DeMarco and Blackwell have been in there longer than everyone. They started off this match. They started it off hot. They pounded each other for minutes before the Carnival of Shadows got that advantage.
Well, this has got to be a testament to the cardio of Vennis DeMarco and the training of the All Pro Wrestling Boot Camp. He is staying in this match and fighting with everything he's got, and he is still going toe-to-toe with Blackwell and Jekyll and Omega, and we're still awaiting Corvus to enter, and he will be the next man to enter this contest, followed by Double D Dave Dutra.
Look at how much experience is in that ring between Chicano Flame, Mr. Wrestling number 4, Vennis DeMarco, Blackwell, all of these people. I would say each of them wrestling for at least, 10 years each?
There is a lot of experience in this ring. By the time all 8 men are in this ring, I'd have to say you've probably got close to 100 years experience in a pro wrestling ring. And Mr. Wrestling number 4 now taking a moment to listen to the adulation of this huge Jim Wars crowd as he goes right after Jekyll the Jester, and he is shimming his way across the ring to a drop kick to Omega, sends him all the way to the floor below.
And don't let a small section of the people out there sway your opinion at home. These fans are solidly behind Team APW. They desperately want them to win this war and keep the soul of APW alive.
Well, DeMarco drops the elbow across the chest of Blackwell in a second one. right across the throat. And there's a quick snap-suit play from Mr. Wrestling number 4, and a headbutt right to the temple of Omega. And Team APW is fired up right now. They are on a tear, just taking out all 3 members of the Carnival of Shadows in this match. Omega in trouble here with Mr. Wrestling number 4 just continuing to go to school on the forehead of Omega. Oh, but there's a low blow from Blackwell.
You see that no disqualification rule right there again, and here it is, time. The final member of the Carnival of Shadows, Corvus, the leader, the puppet master himself, is in here.
Corvus!
Now we have a 4-on-3 advantage, maybe even a 5-on-3 if you count Darkness at ringside.
Well, we're still awaiting Double D Dave Dutra to make his way into the ring. Of course, he was involved earlier in the match to determine the man advantage and a kick to the spine of Mr. Wrestling number 4. And you have to wonder if maybe he is still suffering the effects from the kick to the head that he took from Corvus.
It's very smart of Team APW to save Double D Dave Dutra for last. He was in that match earlier today. He needs that time to rest, recover, get his bearings about him, and come in here a house of fire, just like every other member of Team APW has done so far.
Well, a double super kick to a kneeling Mr. Wrestling number 4 from Omega and Corvus, and now big forearm to DeMarco. These two have some history all throughout professional wrestling in Northern California, especially here in All Pro Wrestling.
Is there anybody out there that Corvus has not irritated at some point?
I really don't think so. That you'd have to search high and low and far and near to try to find someone, and I'm pretty sure you still couldn't find someone that he has not upset throughout the pro wrestling world.
It is getting chaotic in there with all 4 members of the Carnival of Shadows, plus the 3 members of Team APW. Again, all we're waiting is one more to even it out, and it becomes an over-the-top rope battle royal.
Well, Matthew Thiel, once that man advantage is gone, once it becomes a 4-on-4 contest, who do you think is going to win this match, in your honest opinion? Not who you're rooting for. I want to know who you think the greatest mind in professional wrestling thinks is going to win this match.
I can only root for Team APW. I cannot tell you with any sense of any certainty which team is going to walk away. Just because it becomes 4-on-4, that advantage may only last 23 seconds. You don't know when somebody's going to fly over that top rope and get eliminated. That even number could only last a matter of seconds, and then you could have the Carnival of Shadows throw everyone over at over the top rope at the same time and win. It's too unpredictable.
Well, earlier Blackwell was out cold, and now DeMarco is out cold in the corner after being choked with the rope on the Doll of Darkness. And now Mr. Wrestling number 4 gets double-handed choke slammed, just dropped on his spine in the center of the ring by Jekyll.
That is, what, a 7-foot fall?
Somewhere pretty close to that. Jekyll is a tall human being, and with all that arm strength and reach, it's got to be pretty close to 7 feet.
The action is getting really difficult to call in this match.
Double team maneuver to DeMarco, just gets his head taken off almost.
Pump handle neck breaker? Pump handle neck breaker.
Like. And there's a kick to the chest. Oh, but there it is. There's Double D's music echoing throughout the garage. Here comes the man from Saratoga.
But look, all of Team APW is on the ground and all of the Carnival of Shadows is on their feet. This is 4-on-1 unless Team APW can get up there and help Double D.
Well, Dutra is fighting as hard as he can.
Match is now an over-the-top battle royal.
Well, you just heard the veteran voice of All Pro Wrestling, Donovan Troy, saying that this is now an over-the-top rope battle royal. And the last team that's standing is going to be declared the victor. And like we've been saying all week and we've been saying for months, this truly is going to be a battle for the soul of All Pro Wrestling, as DeMarco is just going right after Blackwell.
Vennis DeMarco knows exactly what's on hand here. He knows exactly what he's fighting for, and he knows now is the time to go. If he's been saving himself, if any of these men have been saving themselves at all during this match, now it's time to let it loose and do what you can to get those competitors over that top rope and win this match.
Well, these fans have packed the garage from near and far to witness this Carnival game, the debut of the Carnival game here in All Pro Wrestling. And right now, Team APW is trying to fight and win for the soul of all pro wrestling.
You have Corvus. He's over that top rope. All they have to do is knock him off the apron, and he is eliminated from this match.
Oh, but he rakes the eyes of Dutra, who he kicked earlier today at the top of the hour. And now he comes off the top rope with an elbow to the spine right below the base of the neck of Dutra. That has got to be knocking his equilibrium for a loop. Team APW is trying to fight with everything they've got, but right now the Carnival of Shadows seem to be in control. Oh, but Omega's in trouble on the other side of the ring, and now Mr. Wrestler number 4 is trying to eliminate Corvus. Can he do it here?
Oh, you got Blackwell there to save Corvus as soon as Corvus was able to go up.
And the way that Blackwell sprung Corvus's legs through it made his elbow connect with the side of the face of Mr. Wrestler number 4, kind of threw him for a loop for a second, but now Mr. Wrestler number 4 going right after Blackwell. Oh, and a kick to the spine by Omega.
It's impossible to watch your back in this match, but here we go. Omega's over the top rope. Omega's gone from this match.
Omega has been eliminated.
Team APW gets the man advantage for the first time in this contest. All that we have left is Dutra, Chicano Flame number 4.
Vennis DeMarco's in there somewhere, I believe.
Vennis DeMarco still in this contest, and all that's left for the Carnival of Shadows is Blackwell, Blackwell, Corvus, and Jekyll's, but there goes Chicano Flame over the top rope.
Flame has been eliminated.
Excuse me, folks at home. I'm just so excited. This contest has been action-packed from start to now, and I'm starting to lose my breath. This match is insane.
I was trying to say earlier, it's impossible to watch your back in this kind of match. Jekyll's is there. He's in the corner. He thinks he has that advantage on Double D, but you never know when Vennis DeMarco or Mr. Wrestling number 4 is going to run up right behind you and take that advantage away.
Double D, David, almost gone. Instead, counter springboarding over the top rope. Oh, but Jekyll's eliminating him. Wow, don't go anywhere. Our main event continues.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having all pro wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
And we're back to our huge main event, the Carnival Game.
Looks like we have a 3-on-2 advantage right now. We got Jekyll's, Corvus, and Blackwell representing the Carnival of Shadows up against the front runners of Team APW, those men that have been on the front lines the whole time, Mr. Wrestling number 4 and Vennis DeMarco.
Oh, there's a big windmill fist to the face of Corvus by Mr. Wrestler number 4. Double axe handle takes him over the top.
That's the leader of the Carnival of Shadows that just got eliminated. What does this mean for the Carnival of Shadows? They don't have their puppet master in there any longer.
Well, Mr. Wrestler number 4 taking a moment to say something to the cameras, and he gets tossed over the rope by Corvus.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 has been eliminated.
Security not able to get there in time to stop Corvus from interjecting himself back into this match after being eliminated, and he and Mr. Wrestler number 4 are going at it outside the ring. It looks like security and Toby Reynolds are trying to get him into the back.
Corvus and Mr. Wrestling number 4 have been fighting each other non-stop since the beginning of this war. They have cost each other matches. They have done everything that they can to make sure that the other one doesn't see a measure of success.
And look, Matthew Thiel, the 2 men that started this match, Blackwell and Vennis DeMarco, are 2 of the 3 that are left, but DeMarco is at a huge disadvantage, but you hear the Gym Wars crowd is strongly behind DeMarco. He is Team APW's last hope as he sets him up for a big vertical suplex.
No, that was a Falcon's Arrow by Vennis DeMarco, one of the finest moves in his repertoire.
A Falcon's Arrow connecting from DeMarco to Jekyll's, and now he's going to go after the big man. He's going to go after Blackwell. DeMarco, he's set and ready. Coming after a big smash into him, trying to take him down.
If he can get Blackwell over the top rope, Vennis DeMarco has a chance of winning this one for Team APW.
Runs into the corner but gets cut off by Blackwell. Knee to the gut. Blackwell saw it coming that time, and a forearm just rocks the head of DeMarco. Looks like he lost a tooth that time. Sends him hard into the turnbuckle across the other side of the ring. Look for the big splash in the corner, but DeMarco able to move out of the way just in the nick of time.
But Blackwell there, he is hanging on underneath the bottom rope. It's going to be impossible for Vennis DeMarco to be able to get him over the top.
DeMarco trying to fight with everything he's got, using every ounce of energy he can gain from the Gym Wars crowd here at the All Pro Wrestling Garage. Matthew Thiel, this has got to be one of the most exciting matches I've seen in All Pro Wrestling history.
And you have to give it to Vennis DeMarco. He's been in there since the very beginning, and he's still able to take it to Jekyll's. I don't think I've seen I don't even have the words for it, John.
Well, Jekyll's looking for the choke slam, and he does it! The choke slam takes DeMarco over the top rope, and
Vennis DeMarco has been eliminated. Therefore, the winners of the Carnival Game, Jekyll's and Blackwell, the Carnival of Shadows.
I'm at a loss for words. I can't believe it. The Carnival of Shadows has won.
That choke slam over the top rope came out of nowhere, John. But we have to look forward. We have to look forward to next week. Daniel Torch takes on the Russian Wolf, Alexis Derevko, in our opening contest. Both men searching for victories here in APW, trying to make a name for themselves and move up that ladder.
That's right. Alexis Derevko, formerly in a tag team of America's Most Hated with Chicano, now going at it in singles competition. And a huge main event. Will Rude is going to take on the boss, Derek Sanders. Of course, that bout next week, Will Rude, formerly employed by the boss, Derek Sanders. That is going to be one heated, hellacious contest. But folks, that's all the time we have for this week. For Matthew Thiel and everyone at All Pro Wrestling, I'm John Roberts. We'll see you next week for All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars.